Hey guys, it's Mrs. J again. Today I'm going to bring you a story called Winged Wonders. It's a new book on Epic, solving the monarch migration mystery. Where did all the butterflies go? So the butterflies would come through way more than they do now. And then at one point, they stopped coming or they've moved places, so someone wrote a book about it. It's by me, almost Meg. Meeg Pincus and illustrated by Yas Amamura. I think I said that right. And today I'm wearing I'm still learning this, wearing my Reed shirt with Piggy and Elephant. This way. Piggy and Elephant. Hello, everybody. Da-da-da. Okay. Winged Wonders. Here we go. For centuries up and down North America, every year brought a mystery. Monarch butterflies swooped in for a spell, like clockwork, from somewhere beyond, and then disappeared as curiously as they came. Just like that, a big swarm, just like this. One time we were driving home, my mom reminded me, I think it was from Easter, and huge amounts of butterflies were in the road. Just crazy. They were like hitting our windshield because there was so many. Where do they go? People pondered from southern Canada through the middle of the United States and all the way to central Mexico. In 1976, the world finally learned the answer with a groundbreaking discovery. A one-of-a-kind insect journey, a remote roosting place, a small speck on the map where millions of monarchs are drawn like magnets each winter. The Great Monarch Migration, the news stories called it. So, who solved this age-old mystery? Who tracked these winged wonders from one end of the continent to the other? Who found their sweet roosting place, a marvel of nature? Was it Fred, a Canadian scientist who spent 30 years studying the monarch mystery from his university lab, who drove through the United States with Nora, his research partner and wife, like detectives trying to track the cagey creature's migration from Canada southward? Who tagged monarchs' fragile wings, first with paint that faded, and then with labels that plopped to the ground when wet, and finally with price tags that stuck? They used price tags. Was it Nora, the master organizer of the monarch material they collected, who placed ads in newspapers near and far, seeking ordinary people to help the tagging the monarch wings within their hometowns? Who wrote newsletters and kept in touch with all the other volunteers? Who logged and mapped every tidbit of information they sent into the lab? Was it the dozens, then hundreds, then thousands of science teachers, backyard gardeners, and other curious souls who answered Nora's ads and became citizen scientists, who gently caught, tagged, and released the delicate dancing insects to help solve the migration mystery? Was it Ken, an American adventurer who spotted Nora's ad in Mexico City newspaper while visiting there? Who called her in Canada and agreed to follow the monarchs through Mexico where he didn't speak the language? Who bumped along winding roads with his newlywed wife, Catalina, for nearly 2 years trying to track those butterflies' twisting trail? Was it the villagers and farmers of central Mexico who directed the couple to look higher and higher up into the thin air of the volcanic mountains and their, let's see if I can pronounce this right, Oyamel tree groves? I'm not sure if I'm saying the name of the tree groves right. Oyamel, let's push it. Oh, no definition found for maybe Oyamel, something like that. Who for generations welcomed the monarchs as soaring spirits during the autumn Dia de los Muertos celebrations, who held the whispered whereabouts of their winter roosting place. Yeah, because we usually get them here in Santa Cruz County in the fall, like October at Natural Bridges, and Lighthouse Field now has a lot, and then down in Pacific Grove. I think there's even some in New Brighton because there's all those eucalyptus trees there. I don't tell me where you've seen butterflies. All the monarchs. At our own school at Mar Vista, we usually get some. It was Catalina, born and raised in Mexico, who introduced Ken to her beloved monarchs, who spoke with the locals in her Spanish dialect to guide their search, who kept 40 notebooks of meticulous monarch dates, monarch data, who first crunched through early morning snow high in the Sierra Madre Mountains into an Oyamel grove. Oyamel. I wish I knew how to say that right. And exclaimed, I see them! I see them! Up here! Yes, sometimes when you look up, so they don't start opening their wings until it's warmer than 55 degrees, they will look like just little leaves up there. Was it Jim, the American science teacher, who with his students attached teeny tags to tiny wings, who caught and tagged the very monarch in a Minnesota goldenrod field that Fred later found among millions in a Mexican Oyamel grove? Who gave Fred the proof he needed, that one teeny tag to announce the discovery excuse me, of the great monarch migration? Migration. Remember that from Velma Gratch? My gray son. Migration means the act or insistence of migrating, a group of individuals that are migrating. And as a verb, an action word, it means to move from one country, place, or locality to another, to pass from one region or climate to another. Just like the birds and the ducks and the geese tend to migrate, so do the butterflies. Yes, the answer is yes. All of them, the scientists, the citizen scientists, the regular folks along the way, played a part in this discovery. Each person, in small ways or large, helped answer the century-old question, where do they go? And now we know. Each year, millions of monarchs fly the same path generation after generation, from southern Canada through the United States to roost for the winter in central Mexico's mountains. And then they journey north again, feasting on milkweed plants all the way along. And that's why we plant milkweed at school. And we have so much of it so that the monarchs have a place to land. They love the milkweed. However, today there's a new burning monarch question to be answered. How will they survive? Which is what I thought this book was about at the beginning, because there's been less and less of the monarchs, or they've changed their paths and we're wondering what happened? Where'd they go? But this was more about the general migration. But still, how will they survive? Monarchs' numbers have plummeted. Plummeted. You want to see what that means? Plummeted means to fall straight down or to plunge. That means the numbers of them have gone way down since the 1976 discovery, from at least 1 billion down to millions, and now to each 100 then. And now a handful now to each 100 then. A handful of them now to when there was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them in 1976. Chemical sprays destroy their milkweed plants. Logging and farming threaten their Oyamel groves in Mexico, and pollution disrupts the air and weather for their flights. So, who can make a difference for the monarchs today? Who can preserve their landing spots and airstreams? Who can keep them alive? The answer is actually no mystery at all. Look at that. Who do you think can do it? I love this artwork. Who can? There it is. And here's a little bit more. So here are some ideas. Raise, tag, or report monarchs you see as a citizen scientist. I mean, how fun would that be to raise monarchs and then let them out? Live more lightly on Mother Earth. Use less plastic, less electricity. We're trying to do that. Turn off the lights more now that we're home all the time. Water. Use less water, less chemicals. Eat more plant-based and local foods. Plant some native milkweed. You can get some seeds from school, usually in the winter time. With no chemical sprays, wherever you live, from a small garden to a large monarch way station. A way station would be kind of like a stopping place for them. Fundraise or donate to nonprofit organizations who help the monarchs, and learn and educate others about the great monarch migration and how to conserve it. We all love butterflies, huh? And that, my friends, is the end. I do want to go back, and I'm going to go back later and learn about artwork because it's such a great book. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you get to see some monarchs soon. I've been watching all of my butterfly bushes and all my other plants that I plant a lot of plants and flowers specifically so that monarchs and other butterflies and birds and hummingbirds will come into my yard for me to watch. So I hope you get to see some soon too. Take care, everybody. Have a great weekend, and hopefully I'll be seeing you again soon.